The Nebraska Cornhuskers go into 2018 with a whole new confidence, even coming off of a 4-8 season, as the entire state rallies around the homecoming of new head coach Scott Frost. Frost comes off of an undefeated season with the UCF Knights and self-proclaimed national championship, after turning around the program in 2 years from an 0-12 season in 2016. Frost certainly has his work cut out for him at Nebraska, as the Huskers finished 116th nationally in scoring defense last year and 115th in rushing yards against per game, both second to last in the Big Ten. Frost does come from the Knights, however, who weren't really much better last season at 111th in passing yards against, but did finish a little better in rushing yards against at 66th. Nebraska returns 7 starters from their defense, highlighted by their return of their full D-line, including nose tackle Mick Stoltenberg and ends Carlos Davis and Freedom Akimoloden. The whole defense will be getting a shakeup, with new defensive coordinator Eric Chinander, who worked with Frost at UCF to encourage a no fear of failure, let loose approach. They placed a huge emphasis on turnovers, and this in turn led UCF to finish second in the country with 32 takeaways in 2017. In addition, Frost brings with him offensive coordinator Troy Walters, who worked with Frost last season to get the UCF offense to 5th in the nation in yards gained and 1st overall in the country in points per game with 48.2. Returning star wide receiver Stanley Morgan Jr. for his senior season will certainly help the Huskers this year, as Morgan led the Big Ten in receiving yards per game and finished with 10 touchdowns last year, first in the Big Ten among receivers. The top 3 leading rushers all return in Divine Ozigbo, Mikal Wilbin, and Trey Bryant, and the 3 combined for 11 touchdowns and over 1,000 rushing yards last season. One of Coach Frost's best recruits can also be added to the mix in 4-star running back Maurice Washington, and the O-line returns 4 of the 5 starters from last season. The biggest question on offense for Nebraska will definitely be who is taking snaps, as there is a current battle between 4-star freshman recruit Adrian Martinez and redshirt freshman Tristan Gebbia. I love the coaching hire of Scott Frost and him bringing his coordinators from UCF with him, and I believe in them to turn the Nebraska program around and bring it back to its championship days. Of course, it will not be done as quickly as the UCF turnaround, but in a few years, Frost will be competing for the Big Ten title and the college football playoff. In my opinion, this season will be one of strong improvement for the Huskers. Despite their tough schedule, I have Nebraska returning to a bowl game with an overall record of 6-6, but look out for the Huskers in the coming years.